Hey everybody, this is Kenny C here from Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C, bringing you an interview courtesy of Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C and Miss Ooh La La. My guest at this time is a International Playboy cover model. I am honored to be joined with Ana Braga. She's here, right now.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Kenny?
I'm doing real good, and thank you for joining me for this interview. I appreciate it.
Thank you, and thanks for the kind introduction.
I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. I wanna treat you right. I wanna make sure this all good. Um,
Thank you.
so let's go ahead and begin. Exactly how did you get into modeling? How did it all started off for you?
Well, I've been modeling on and off all my life. I'm originally from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and I started there as a child. My mom and my grandma, also my aunt, they were models, so I couldn't stray from that. So my mom introduced me to modeling when I was little. I started doing runway shows as a child for children's clothing and a little bit of print. So that's how it all started. But there's like a big gap in between because I really came back full speed and really seriously in 2012.
And what's interesting is that, like you pointed out, you're originally from Brazil, then you made the move to the USA. What was that?
Hmm.
What was that transition like, making that move from Brazil to America? And
Oh, wow. Well, was always my dream to come to the U.S. My father used to live here for a little bit, so I always heard great things. So I had family living here, so that was a chance to come and stay. I was supposed to stay for 6 months, and I'm here for a long time now, over a decade. At first, it was really, really hard because there was a lot of cultural shock. Um, and it was hard because I was away from my family, but I really wanted to stay here because although it was really hard at first for a few years, I was very well accepted by Americans, and everyone was always so nice to me and receptive. And every time I mentioned I'm from Brazil, they were like, "Yay, Brazil! Carnival, soccer!" They had it all down, like saying these nice things, and just made me feel at home. But like I said, it was really hard in the beginning. I cried almost every day for the first few years, missing my parents. But I wanted to hear you. I wanted to be strong, and I think only the strong remain here. It's not easy.
well, that's great to hear that from the moment you move here, that people start to embrace you, and it could be difficult at times when someone goes from one country to another, and it's like you start from scratch. You start all over again. You make new friends. You gotta maybe for some people they gotta learn new languages and things
Oh
like that.
yeah.
So it's very nice that you managed to adapt and here you are now internationally known. You've been doing
Thank you.
Playboy covers. You've done for multiple countries such as Brazil and Mexico and Israel and Romania. I mean, how does it feel
Right.
to get this recognition, not just here in America and Brazil, but pretty much in multiple countries all over the world?
That's like a long story. With Playboy, always been a dream of mine for so many years. It makes it okay for women to be nude and in a very classy way. I can't explain. Only a woman knows how it feels to be, to want to be published in Playboy. It's kind of Disneyland for women, you know. So, well, first I contacted Playboy Romania um, online, and I wanted to get featured online, and they actually liked my look, and they said, "Well, we want you in the magazine," and I was like, "What?" So I had to go and do a full nude pictorial for them, and that's how it started. Started from Romania, then it moved to Brazil, and um, it spread it. all over, which I'm very, very honored. It kind of like you open one door, and the other door is open. But not to spin around the subject too much, uh, as far as a Playboy and as far as like the modeling career and other magazines, it all started in 2012 because my father was ill and he passed away, and I had to keep myself busy, and I knew that he really wanted me to go back to the modeling career. So that was my fuel, to stay busy and pursue my dreams and stay away from depression, from missing him so much. So that modeling was very healing to me, believe it or not.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say I'm sorry to hear about the passing of your father, and my thoughts and prayers go out to you and your family. And
Thank you.
it's good to see that you have managed to move forward from that, and at least you know that your dad is up there in heaven, looking up to you, and it's just. I guess it's just that motivation to make him proud, to make you know that I'm here, I'm fulfilling my dream, and that's a motivation right there. I mean, we all want to make people proud, whether it's your whole country, whether it's your friends,
Hmm.
or in this case, your father. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, thank you. But I think because he was my mentor, my best friend, and I knew that I think it depends, where you come from, how you're raised. He was such a positive influence in my life that I knew that he wanted me to continue my journey that he had completed his journey. I know a lot of people lose parents, and the pain never goes away. It's not easy, especially if they have that much impact in your life. But if it's something positive like he was, I knew not to be, too depressed, or hurting myself. I know a lot of people, they go and they start doing drugs or other things, and I could never do anything like that because of his positive influence in my life. So I think that has to do a lot with me continue my journey, and we're all gonna have to complete our journey one day. But I believe that the positivity continues. That message has to go on.
Absolutely. I mean, what it all boils down to is that regardless of what adversity you have to go through, it's still you have to go. You still had to go through it. You still have to overcome it. And also what it boils down to is that you just keep working, keep on striving, and I mean, look at you now. Look what you have done. Look what you accomplished, and I mean, you done so much, especially since you got back into modeling, and it's I guess as they say, hard work does pay off.
Yeah, it does. I really didn't anticipate that all of that would happen, but I just had no other way. I had to, dive into work and give my best and had fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. I tell people, have fun at what you do. Don't think it as work or, oh, I have to have that feature. Don't be too anxious. Just enjoy the ride and things will come to you.
Well said, Anna. Well said. So here's what I also wanted to ask you. I feel like when it comes to models or entertainers or just anyone in particular, we all have influences. That being
Hmm.
said, who do you consider as influences when it comes to modeling? It could be mainstream models, it could be internet models.
Uh, well, I would like to say, and she became one of my best friends, Anais Zanotti. She's wonderful. The moment I met her, like she was so kind to me, and I already knew her before I met her, so I was already her fan. And she was so down to earth, and she has helped me a lot as far as facial expressions and posing, uh, which is very important for a model. You have to always want to learn. And I like the way she conducts herself and her career. And like I said, we're best friends now, and she has helped me a lot. And I met her, and she had already invited me to her house, and because I'm in Vegas, she's in Miami, and hey, come here, and let's go. We're gonna do like this trip and shooting trip, so you can work with some photographers that I know. So that opened a lot of doors for me. So I'll never forget. I'm like, wow, this woman doesn't really know me, and she already invited me to her house. And she said, well, I could tell right away you're a good person. I'm like, well, I guess you have good judgment. And also, because I know you mentioned Miss Ulala, also Ashley Salazar. I love her. She's such a good person. She's a great model, and she's so down to earth and so humble. So I like to follow the people that are humble, and those people have a lot to teach as regular people and also as talented models as they are. Not just models, they're actresses, and they do so many other things, which I love.
I've been very fortunate to network with Ashley Salazar for many years now,
Oh,
and I've been fortunate to whenever I need a guest on the show, she's she's like a message away. She's down to earth. She's very helpful, and
yes.
she's played a huge role on this show. I've interviewed her several times. She's a sweetheart, like you said. She's humbling, and I've been. The key word for me is fortunate because I know I don't keep. It's hard for people to keep in touch with radio shows because of their busy schedules or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
case may be. But that's not when it comes to Ashley. She's keep in touch with me. She still supports the show, and she wants to be a helping hand, and I truly appreciate that from her.
Yeah, and she's also a photographer, so she's super talented.
I think I should give her a nickname because she's a model, she's an actress, she's a
Yeah.
MMA fighter, she's a photographer.
Mhm.
I think I should call her Miss Do It All because she
It's true, and she's a great friend too. So
yeah, absolutely. So Anna, at this course of your career, what are some other goals you'd like to accomplish?
yeah, because as far as magazines, I accomplished what I most more than I dreamed of, and I'm very grateful. But if I get anything else, of course, I'll be grateful. But I would love to. I'm also a magazine editor for Better Magazine. You can go on better-magazine.com, and it's a new magazine. My partner is from Eastern Europe, so we put this magazine together. And so I love doing that, working behind the scenes. It's great. And I would love to move into acting. I used to do that in Brazil when I was little. I did some TV appearances and a lot of theater. I would love to revisit that and maybe some singing. So I'm excited for the future.
Wow, I get the feeling that within the next few years, I may have to start calling you Miss Do It All too. I mean, actress,
Oh my God.
singer, model. No matter of fact, I'll just call you Miss Triple Threat because that's what it looks like you're heading. That's what it looks like you're on the verge of doing it. And look, you have what it takes. You have the attitude. You got the good attitude. You have determination. You got motivation. You got anything with the word "vation" on it, and and
Thank
and,
you.
and you're just succeeding at whatever it is that you do. So I can definitely see Anna a singer and an actress and still being a model. I definitely
Thank you so much.
can definitely see that. So for people out there that wants to learn more from your work, why don't you go ahead and promote your social media links, Facebook, Twitter, and any other links that people need to know.
Yes, for Twitter is at Sambadiva, which is SAMBADIVA. And on Instagram, you can find me at Playmate Braga. So Braga is Braga. And on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Playmate Ana Braga, ANABRAGA dash model.
Well, Anna, it was great chatting with you, and I want to thank you for taking the time off your busy schedule for doing this interview with me. I truly appreciate it, and best of success goes out to
Thank you
you.
so much.
And again, thank you everyone for listening. This interview is courtesy of Miss Ulala and Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C. Please check out Anna, check out her links, check out her pictures. Be respectful, be kind. Um, I'll just leave it at that. You know, these are models, these are human beings too. So just, be complimentary and be respectful. That was a public service announcement from Kenny C of Chilling with Jeffrey Kenny C. That being said, that is Anna. I am Kenny, and this will conclude the interview.